Hey everyone, this is Lisa from Life in Layouts, and I am back with my last video for the scrapbookingstore.com guest designer spot. I'm going to be using the Echo Park New Day collection that they sent me, and I pulled out this sketch from Page Maps from October of 2022. The photos are from the Butterfly Landing at Epcot's International Flower and Garden Festival. I love going into the Butterfly Landing. I think that it is just so awesome to see all of the amazing butterflies that are just flying around. I really wanted to showcase some of the beautiful butterfly pictures that I was able to capture inside of the Butterfly Landing. I did struggle a lot with the last layout simply because the papers that I wanted to use were white base. I really wanted to use that white with the small florals on it, but I just couldn't find anything that would go with either side of it. I looked through the papers multiple times. I actually cut a lot of it out. Plus, I really wanted to use that camera paper. I think that that was my favorite piece of paper from this collection, and I didn't use it at all in any of these four layouts. I do decide to use this buffalo check in that tone-on-tone pink color as my centerpiece, and that really helped bring the other papers together. So moving the white paper with the florals over to the right and taking away from that being in the center helped a lot. I actually don't use any white cardstock as my base. I just cut the paper down and then layer the other pieces on top of it. So that buffalo check paper is 4 inches on the right hand side and 8 inches on the left hand side. Then I went ahead and cut down the white paper with the small florals on it to 9 inches. So I had one more additional inch that I could overlap the buffalo check print on. On the left hand side, I went ahead and cut down the rainbow paper to 5 inches, again having that 1 inch to lay the buffalo check on top of the rainbow paper, and then of course using washi on the back to make sure that it is secure. This is a great way to stretch your paper, and I think that I use this technique a lot recently. Normally I would use either the stripe or the plaid paper, but I felt like I needed a dark color because I had a lot of pastels. So I did pull out the navy paper that had the white polka dots on it. I used this border punch that has a small little wave to it and used that as a border on the navy, and then cut the navy paper down to about 1 inch and added that between the rainbow paper and the pink buffaloed check paper. Of course, using my T-square ruler because I can't get anything straight without that. So the sketch calls for a bunch of photos, and I really gravitate towards lots of photos. So on the far right, I do have a 4x6 photo, and there was another 4x6 photo that was supposed to be there, but I decided to just put 2 3x4 photos. There's the 2 butterfly photos. And then on top of that, I actually found this photo online of the Butterfly Landing from like farther away. Sometimes I don't think about those types of photos when I'm taking photos, so I'm so glad that I'm able to find things like that online. So that's the right hand side of the page. On the left hand side of the page, I have where the butterflies are still in their cocoons. That's the like top photo. And then I have a couple of other butterfly photos on the left. And then I also did a magic shot. Now this isn't inside of the Butterfly Landing. It's actually kind of across the pond, but it's another magic shot that Disney does, and it has all of the butterflies. And so that is the only photo of me in this layout, and I love magic shots. I think it's one of the great things that Disney has to offer, and so I'm always glad to get those magic shots. And then when I'm there, I usually let them know that I'm a pass holder, and if they have any new magic shots, I ask for those as well. And usually they have magic shots themed to the festival that's going on, especially at Epcot. Surprise, surprise, I decided to add a camera over on the far left. I used one of the 2x2 squares that says photo worthy because these butterfly pictures are definitely photo worthy. The butterflies are so beautiful. I'm looking through the frames and tags, trying to find any other pieces that I can add to this. I'm running kind of low on the pieces that I enjoy using. There's lots of spring pieces, which obviously could possibly work, but not really something that I want to use. I do decide to use a 4x6 card over on the far right hand side, and I like the way that that layers underneath there. The sketch was what I used as an inspiration for that piece, and this particular 4x6 card was supposed to probably be for like journaling, but I really like that white space. I used my border punch on the 4x6 wood grain and then cut it down to about 1/2 inch and added it to the bottom of the card. I thought I would put it underneath it, and then I thought I would put on top of it. Of course, had to pull my T-square ruler out to make sure that it was straight, but I just didn't like the way that that line sat between the 4x6 card and the wood grain. So I went ahead and cut out an 1/8 inch strip of that navy. I made sure that I didn't have any of the white polka dots, so I just had that dark navy. The collection has a lot of florals and a lot of pastels, obviously, because it's like a spring line. I do wish that they would add more wood grain and more pops of the navy in the embellishments, because a lot of the embellishments were also the pastel colors, so it made it hard to have pops of color throughout. Again, I pulled out the pink paisley gold letters that come with the collection and wanted to use part of it for my title. I was actually able to spell out butterfly. This was my last layout, so I used a lot of the letters in my other layouts. So I was super surprised that I could actually spell out the word butterfly, but it was too big and I couldn't find a place for it. So I decided to take a break on that. I do end up going with a chipboard rainbow, and I added on top of one of the rainbows on the 4x6 card, and I like the way that that gives it a little bit of extra dimension. I'm really trying to make the wood grain work on the left since I have it on the right, but it just doesn't work. I did decide that I needed to add a butterfly to the 4x6 card. At first I pulled out the blue one, but then it matched the cloud, so I was like, I need something contrasting over there. So I went ahead with the pink butterfly. I also pulled out the chipboard piece in the floral and placed it underneath that 2x2 card that says photo worthy. I then went off camera trying to figure out what title I wanted to use. I actually Googled some butterfly layouts trying to find a title that would work. I really wanted to use the sticker from the sticker sheet that says beautiful, and so I was trying to play into that as well. I couldn't find any layouts, and then I started searching for butterfly quotes. The quote that I found talked about change and change being beautiful, and so I was like, oh, that's a really cool title. So my title is going to be Change is Beautiful. So I was able to use that beautiful sticker. I had enough letters in the pink paisley gold chipboard pieces to spell out the word change, and then I pulled out my Simple Stories color vibe for the tile stickers to spell out the word is, and I used the white stickers with the black lettering, which kind of mimics the white background of the word beautiful with the black lettering as well. I do put my tile stickers up on foam strips. I had my journaling cut out from the previous layouts that I did, and as I was putting it together, there was a word missing, and I was like, what is going on? And I realized that the journaling strip on my layout says International Flower and Garden Festival, and the journaling strip from the spike layout says for Epcot's Flower and Garden Festival. So I had to pull out Spike's layout, take up that journaling strip, which I did end up ripping the paper. So I put a little floral sticker to cover up where I had ripped the paper, and then was able to bring over the journaling strip into the correct layout. The journaling for this layout says, I'm obsessed with fluttering over to the butterfly landing at Epcot's International Flower and Garden Festival. It's a magical realm of butterflies dancing among lush greenery with fascinating facts about these delicate creatures sprinkled in. When you go into the butterfly landing, there's like all of these little signs that tell you all the different types of butterflies and just details about the butterflies. And I just love walking around, having the butterflies fly around you, and then reading all the details. I am so thankful for the scrapbookingstore.com for reaching out to me and asking me to be a guest designer for their National Scrapbooking Day event. I really enjoyed putting these 4 layouts together. I love all of the spring vibes that come in this Echo Park New Day collection, and I love the fact that I was able to get 4 layouts done for my Disney album. So that is it for this video. Here is my final layouts as well as some close-ups. Make sure you go check out the scrapbookingstore.com. They have a Facebook group and an Instagram page, as well as a blog, and I will link all of that below for you. If you enjoyed this video, if you wouldn't mind giving me a thumbs up, I would really appreciate it. If you haven't done so already and you want to see more double page layout inspiration, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Thanks everyone for watching, and I hope that you have a scrappy day.